Well, it's raining outside, and normally that would mean it's comic book day, but it's a rainy Monday instead of a rainy Sunday. And freaking favorite this video, log it in somewhere, share it where you can find it and stuff, because DC has done the impossible. I'm actually going to end up defending Booster Gold. So the fact that I read the worst issue of Batman ever, in my opinion, and I've read a lot of Batman, and the fact that Booster Gold is involved, the use of profanity can probably be, the odds are way up there. And just in case it gets too bad, I'm got something to wash my mouth out with, right? So last week we had like Action Comics 1000 come out, and I was on the road, and then Crumble Point on Twitter sent me this cover where we have Batman saying Booster Gold must die. So, I ended up buying these books, and I was like, greatest day ever. Shot a freaking video on the road real quick, just to update everybody. Had some cool stuff come in on eBay that I was going to talk about and stuff. And then I read the Batman book, right? And just to let you know, it's not so much this book that's got me so worked up. I also had lunch today, and I had like just a few minutes to get lunch. So I tried a restaurant I'd never been at before. And I went in there, and they had specials. Today was the Monday special, so it said, ham sandwich special. And when I hear something like that, I'm thinking a special comes with a drink and a side, like, French fries or something. And when I went up to get the sandwich after what I paid for it, it was just the sandwich. Anyway, but getting back to this, so here I am, thinking, great day, Action Comics 1000, Batman. And I've been hearing rumblings of the Batman books have been a mess lately. And the only Batman book I've been reading is the Batman White Knight. And it was good, so I haven't really heard anything. And I've heard about Catwoman and Batman are getting married. They made a big deal about the dress and everything. Batman's been in Doomsday Clock. I got my Batman, and I've got 2 long boxes of Batman comics. I got shelves of Batman books. I've got the Batman Animated Series cartoon, the Batman movies, the Batman TV show from the 60s, the Batman movie from the 60s. I can go on and on. I've got Batman. I know Batman and all, So I read this book, and this book just, after I get past the cover, just starts out so bad. I mean, it has Booster Gold in it, but the way that this person, I'm not going to name names, you can look up the book. This is Batman 45. It's just, this is so bad. I'm picturing that the way that this book was written was either somebody had a whole month to write a book and they screwed around all month and they went, oh man, I gotta get that script in today. Or it was one of those things where maybe the editor was sitting around and he caught up on his Batman White Knight and stuff, and he went, oh wait, I've got a book to put out. So he calls up the writer, and the conversation is something like, hey, we got a book to put out here, and I need something, I need a story. That's just not going to be anything when it's over with. Like nothing's going to change when it's over with. We got plans for Batman on down the line here with his wedding and the stuff we had in Doomsday Clock and a few other things and stuff like that that's going on. So you think you can write something that just doesn't matter? It doesn't matter at all. Like it never happened when it's over with. So the book is called The Gift, and this is part 1. And like I said, just right on the cover, I mean, I love the cover, Booster Gold Must Die. But if this cover has anything to do with the inside of the book, that's not even Bruce Wayne. So to me, it feels like this book was just sort of like, hey, the writer is like, when do you need this? And the editor is like, I wonder if I can say like anymore, man, because this is painful. And the editor just, he's like, well, it's like this. If you can fax it, we need it about 20 minutes. If you're going to email it, about 30. You guys like, okay, I'll fax it. And he sits down. And the first thing he does is he's like, Green Lantern, exterior, outside, twilight, above Gotham, smoke's rising in the back. And Green Lantern has a grin on his face like Steve Martin in The Jerk when the Carney touched his special purpose for the first time. And I'm not joking. Look at this. So the first thing that kind of happens is right off the bat, this whole story couldn't happen. The whole story couldn't happen. The main plot is Booster Gold wanted to give Batman a wedding gift, so he went back in time, from what I can understand, and made it to where Batman's parents didn't die, and this is the world that we're in. And everybody's acting really strange and really kind of goofy, and it gives you this impending feeling that the Jokers are running around, and it's just average people stealing tires and stabbing people in the faces and stuff like that. So automatically we're in a time travel story that can never have happened because, and this is where I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this, but you know, it's been established quite a bit over the years trying to build Booster Gold up to where there was an issue. I wasn't going to dig through my comics to get Booster Gold comics up. Maybe I should, but in the Jeff Johns run of Booster Gold, there's a whole issue dedicated to the Killing Joke where Booster keeps going back to try to save Batgirl, and the whole point was to be taught that you can't change time. So if he can't save Batgirl in the Killing Joke, he could never do this in this book, right? And of course, you know, we get our Flashpoint plot that I feel like to a certain extent. You change one thing and the whole world goes to hell, you know, so it's been done before. And then we have Green Lantern right on the opening. This is our hook. We see Green Lantern. We think we're going to be seeing a Batman comic, and there's Hal Jordan Green Lantern. And he's got that goofy smile, and he's talking about, like, these rings are idiot-proof, but if you got enough will, you can get through the idiot-proof. And here, let me show you. And he blows his own head off with it, and there's blood on Booster, and he just kind of wipes the blood off. So automatically, it's kind of predictable. You can already tell that there's something going on to why everybody's just acting stupid. And this book is such a freaking joke that I can already tell in this review, I'm treating it like the joke it is. I can't be serious about this review. So Booster Gold is running around acting like an idiot and talking to Skeets, and he's acting like an idiot. Now, I don't like Booster Gold. If you've watched this channel ever, you know I don't like Booster Gold. And the most requested video I ever did was, why do I not like Booster Gold? And it's up there and stuff, right? But this is not Booster Gold. You turned him way up to like being a complete idiot. He wasn't even this bad when he debuted. It's like you made a caricature of Booster Gold, and he's talking back and forth to Skeets, and he's trying to feed us the story. And as you go on, you start seeing it gets derivative because, of course, since it's a time travel story and time has been changed, we have to know where our characters are, even though it really wouldn't have been important. And we find out that, what is it? Who is this? One of the Robins is working in a cubicle, and we got, you know, Alfred, we got Cobblepot as president, so the Penguin is president, and all this bullshit. And Ra's al Ghul is supposedly, like, ruling Eurasia with Talia, and she never found her mate to have Damian there and stuff, right? That's why it's so freaking derivative. Just because it's a Batman story doesn't mean the Batman characters take over everything. You know, it's how stupid. And, of course, we find out that, you know, they try to find how to get Batman, and the bat signal is busted. So, like, there's a Batman, and Skeets and Booster come up with a scheme to make a homemade bat signal by having Skeets put his wings out and Booster shine a light. And somebody shoots him in the back, and we get like this cable version from 1994 of freaking Batman. You know, just all pouched up, amped up, big gun up. And he's supposed to be floating around. It's freaking awful, man. I'm like, what are they doing? What are they doing? Throws a grenade at him. He throws a grenade at Booster Gold after shooting him and seeing that he has a force field. He throws a grenade at him. You know, just no. I can't even be serious about this. And so we get and then all of a sudden we get to see a TV commercial, right? This reminds me of freaking Beetlejuice, where all of a sudden, you know, the two characters are sitting there trying to figure out if they're dead or not, and who's Booster Gold, and how do we act like we're ghosts, and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, the Beetlejuice, you know, used car salesman like tone commercial comes up, and we get, you know, we've made booby trap tires for those jokers out there that freaking kills them. So we're tired, and we're tired, you're tired, so get our tires. I'm sitting here like, what the hell is happening? What is going on in this? What are they thinking? You know, talk about calling it in. So, you know, this happens, that happens. I mean, it doesn't really matter. And then all of a sudden, you know, we get a character who's been lobotomized, and we get to watch him eat and drool on himself, no dignity. And I'll comment on this in a minute. And then finally we see a dinner party, and there's Bruce Wayne with, I don't know, some dancing with his mother, so the Waynes are alive. And Booster just crashes in. So we got Booster just busting through a window, you know, at a dinner party saying, hey, Bruce, I mean Batman. So automatically you get the idea that there's going to be some cheesy way to get out of this. This is an excuse to have these characters act stupid, that there's something in the air, probably like some Joker virus or some Joker chemicals in the air and the water and stuff, turning people into Jokers, and everybody's susceptible. That's why everybody's acting so different, being stupid and reckless and stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, there's Ra's al Ghul and Talia, and whatever. Okay, so we're almost always already through this and stuff. So we have some talking heads with Booster trying to explain what he did and the gift he gave him by going back in time. Um, and then we get to have Bruce, who his reaction is just sit there and like, I knew something was wrong. I've had dreams. I've had dreams, and I've had dreams of falling pearls. Referencing back to Dark Knight Returns, and he turns around and you know destroys Skeets with a poker. Remember in Batman the movie where Michael Keaton picked up the poker and looked at the Joker and said, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." Very derivative. I mean, I'm sitting here like I've seen all this before. Everything in this book has been done before and better, if it was even possible to happen. He messes up Booster a little bit, and he said he wouldn't miss it for the world. He doesn't want to go back, and that's it. That's it. Okay. I am so sick of picking up a modern comic, Marvel mostly and stuff, and these characters, these stories are called in, just called in. This doesn't matter. When this is over with, it's going to be like it never happened. And I'm sick of writers and these creators treating these superheroes and these characters and stuff with utter contempt. With utter contempt. Hal Jordan shoots himself. Booster, I'm taking it for Booster. Booster's an idiot, bigger idiot than what he was. And then Bruce Wayne's got this dirty, nasty side to him where he cheap shots people and he doesn't want to give up Thomas and Martha Wayne. How many freaking stories have we had where Bruce had the chance to do it, or to bring his parents back, or to have them live, or he went back and he thought he was living in a world with them and stuff, and he already saw through it, and he already didn't do it. And we already had the story with Booster Gold in his series by Jeff Johns there, the first couple issues there, where, he already found it. Just nothing in this going to happen. Green Lantern rings are idiot proof. I mean, it's just, 99% idiot proof and stuff, right? So the utter contempt. Now, yeah, it's a bad story. Big deal. Why am I going on a rant and stuff, right? Well, over the years, when I started this channel, I would bring up hidden gems of comics, solid story, solid art, something really cool about them, something that I could read and enjoy and all this stuff. And there's a test. There's a test in the back of my head I've always done. It's the first comic for a reader, What if you had a person who wanted to get into comics, or you had a friend you wanted to get into comics and stuff? What book would you do? You know what I mean? It sure as hell wouldn't be Batman number 45 here. This would be embarrassing to have somebody think this is how all comics are and this is what you read, And the other thing is that, let's say that the person who wrote this book, these are just mistakes and stuff. Maybe they know comics, maybe they don't. When you have one damn job is to tell a story, don't tell me continuity will glut you and slow you down. Don't give me excuses and things. Alan Moore blew that shit out of the water in the 80s, okay? With what he did on Superman and Watchmen and stuff, original stories, and he's still doing it. Love him or hate him and stuff, right? When you have one job, and if you're going to write about Booster, or you're going to write about Green Lantern, or you're going to write about Batman, do the freaking work and do a little bit of research. Okay, I'm going to take up for Bendis here, Michael Bendis, Brian Michael Bendis and all this stuff, right? When he was starting out to be a writer, or he was already writing stuff, and he was writing crime and things, he actually went to a police station and asked them where would be the worst place in the town to go buy crack at. And the police were just sort of like, what? Now, he's a storyteller. Whether that story is true or not, I don't know, but it's a good story. But he ended up like hanging out with cops and stuff to hear how they talk. When Jeff Johns was writing Green Lantern, he got on there, he wanted to write the whole idea of Hal Jordan being a pilot at like Top Gun. So he hung out with actual pilots in the Air Force, or, and stuff like that. There's a little bit of research here and stuff like that. But no, we get this throwaway issue that it feels like somebody wrote in 20 minutes and just churned it out and stuff, right? Oh my God. If you don't like writing heroes and you have to write them with just contempt and stuff, just get out. If you're miserable at your job, that's what comes through. I don't know if he's miserable or not, but that's what comes through. You hate your job, you're a writer, and this is what you've ended up doing. Don't make me miserable reading it. Get out. It's no wonder people have been yelling the Batman books need to be saved or whatever's going on. I'm so glad that I've completely missed the boat on this one. All right, guys, so put it in there. Wasn't too bad. I think I contained myself just enough. I think I've said what I've had to say, but cannot believe I read a book that bad. That is the worst issue of Batman I have ever read. And this room is full of Batman. I'm telling you, this guy.